In this segment of Ask Andy, we're going to talk about fuel additives for gasoline engines. I'm going to go into a little bit more detailed information to make you understand why you should be using an additive. And obviously in this world, most people don't use additives, or they don't know why they should be using an additive. Any of the fuel additives that Unlimited Performance would carry multiple different brands. The idea behind the additives is what goes on in between the nuts and bolts, I guess is the best way to explain it. Internally, what's in this bottle? What does it actually do for me? Well, number one, it improves fuel mileage. And why it improves fuel mileage is it actually cleans and makes the injectors actually spray properly. So if you're using an additive on a regular basis, the injectors are kind of like a shower head. The best way to explain it is if the shower head's spraying properly, it's kind of a misting. But if the shower head gets plugged a little bit, then you get droplets. Well, the droplets of fuel, the time it goes through the engine, it cannot burn that quick enough, and it goes out the tailpipe. So what that does is that also plugs catalytic converters. That also makes the sensors build up with unburned fuel, so drivability is poor. The other thing that fuel additives do in really realistic terms, if you use this thing all the time, it's going to cost you less money at the end. And the reason being is, as I said earlier, is a preventive maintenance thing. So if the vehicle sits, for example, you've got a motorhome, you would add a fuel additive for corrosion. Or you're buying fuel, for example, and you're buying fuel of today which has lots of ethanol in it, which is alcohol. This also helps coat the fuel pump, coat the tank, coat the lines, and design for a long-term drivability. Because when the vehicles of today, when you're doing maintenance on them, if you're putting a fuel pump in a vehicle, for example, in any gasoline application, it gets into big money. Putting fuel additives in do more than just a bottle pouring it in hoping it's going to make a tune-up. It's not a tune-up in a can. It's a preventive maintenance thing that you're going to see longevity, and you're going to get better drivability, better starting, and basically the number one thing is better mileage.